So normally we prefer for people to have their cameras on. It's a little bit easier to talk to actual faces instead of black squares. Okay. Um, so we are very, very happy to start now the registration for the early registration for next school year for 2025-2026. Okay. We have lots of exciting things happening here. All right. So we have here the pre-registration meeting going on. And this is what is going to be our agenda for today. Let's see. If we go here, we are going to talk about this yearly calendar and the weekly calendar that we have for classes, the full plan of middle and high school education that you could do here in the Well-Educated Heart. We are going to talk about how to apply for the Bellam at home discount and for other financial aid programs that we have available for families. And also, we are going to talk about some of the state-sponsored school choice programs. That is a great blessing that more states are coming up with that. And then we will talk about some of the improvements and changes that we are making to the courses and how you can get a chance to meet the different teachers and ask questions to them and to me and so on. Okay, so we are going to have that happening today. Okay. If you have questions, you can always raise your virtual hand. That would be, if you go to the reactions there in Zoom and raise your virtual hand, that will be helpful for me to see you doing that. Or you can also put your questions in the chat. Okay, so we'll try to address everything. All right, in the website under info and links, okay, you are now able to see the 2025 and 26 school year. I just opened that up and we have here the yearly calendar, tuition information, and the schedule, the weekly schedule. Okay, and this page actually should belong to here. So let me move that there. Okay, so when you come here to the 2025 school year, you will be able to see all of these pages, okay, when they come. And let's look at the yearly calendar really quick. You can download a PDF version of the calendar in this link, okay. One thing that we are going to do this year is we are going to start a little earlier than last year in order to finish the semester by Christmas break, okay? All right. So we have several semester-long classes, and so they are going to be better served by finishing the first semester on December 19th. So in order to do that, we are going to have the student meeting for all the students, okay, to understand how everything works and so on August 14. And the first day of classes is on August 18, okay? So if you are taking a Monday class, you should already be studying and finishing week 1 of that class during the 14 and the 15 in order to be ready for the 18, okay? So we are going to start 1 week earlier in order to finish the first semester. So we finish week 16 there on December 19. And the good news is that because of that, we are also going to finish early in the second semester. So we are going to be finishing on May 8 there. We still have a fall break, a full week of Thanksgiving break, 2 weeks for Christmas break, 1 week of winter break, and also spring break in April. Okay, so any questions about here the yearly calendar, okay, and how that works? So again, you are able to come here and download the PDF version of the calendar, and it's available for you to see that. Then here we have also the weekly schedule. You can also download the PDF of the weekly schedule. And this is the lineup of classes that we have, okay? So we are very, very excited to offer all these classes. We are going to have pre-algebra, algebra 1, okay, the geometry course, and I'm going to, instead of teaching biology this next year, I'm going to do a new course for earth science. Okay, so this is going to be astronomy, geology, meteorology, hydrology, and geography, with emphasis on physical geography of the world. Okay, so it's going to be a fantastic course, this one. And then also we have anatomy and physiology. We have a new teacher that is going to teach music appreciation, music history and appreciation, and then we are going to also do a virtual choir. This is going to be an online choir class, and this teacher is going to teach both music, okay, for kind of the theory and history, and also the practice of that, okay? So this is going to be very interesting. Mr. Merrill, one of our history teachers, is going to teach literature 4.5, okay, which is World War II heroes and literature of the Eastern and Pacific. So this year he taught a World War II class, but it was focused on the European theater of war. All right, here, this one is going to be focused on Eastern and Pacific. And then he's going to do History 3, Age of Discovery, and Life 4, Innovations and the Art of Inventing. So these two are semester courses at this time, okay? Let's see, I think that those are kind of the new courses. We also have Alan Powell, okay, is going to be teaching the World Geography course, focused both on physical geography and human geography, okay, and the World Religion course, okay. So those are the two courses that we are having. I think that everything else is pretty much how we had it so far. We are adding this course of Food for Life. It's kind of like a culinary arts and science of food making. Okay, so it's going to be Jessica Buer is our teacher for that course. She also taught the health and wellness class this past year, and she's going to also be our foods teacher here. Any questions about the weekly schedule that we have? Let me see. The tuition information is here in this page. Okay. And the good news is we are keeping for a third year straight the same tuition. We are not increasing the tuition here. Okay. So the tuition for the year-long courses is $600. For the semester-long courses is $300. Okay. And especially if you are using any of the school choice programs that are basically subsidized by the states, all right, then the price is the full price. Okay, so that is something important to understand. And so the way that works is if you are using one of these programs, if you have a scholarship or your state participates in one of these programs, there's two types of programs that we know of. Okay, basically, one is a program where you receive an invoice from us, you turn the invoice to the program, and Class Wallet actually pays the invoice to the Well-Educated Heart Academy directly. Okay, and then you get enrolled in the course for free, basically, but we get the payment from Class Wallet. Okay, so that is one type of program where you need to request the invoice from us, all right, in order to turn that into the program. The other type of program is where you pay first and then you request a receipt from us in order to get a reimbursement of your payment. Okay, does that make sense? The difference between the two. Okay, and there are some programs like OpenEd. I think that it used to be called MyTech-High. Now it's called, I think, OpenEd is one of these reimbursement programs. All right, so we will, answer and talk more about these programs if you have any questions on that. Now we are starting the pre-registration. Okay, so it's now from April 15 to May 31st. And the pre-registration, you are going to have the chance to start registering for the courses with a 10% discount. Okay, so from the $600, okay, that would be $540 for the year-long courses or $270 for the semester-long courses. And also especially during this pre-registration time, you can apply for the Bellam at Home discount. If your family is a member of Bellam at Home, then I'm going to show you where to sign up for that, and then you will receive the link, okay, to register at the 50% discount for the courses. Okay, so that is something that we are doing especially here for the pre-registration. Every year we try to encourage families to pre-register for the courses. That helps us to really plan and see where the demand of the courses is and so on. But we understand that sometimes, for example, if you are participating in some of these school choice programs or you receive a scholarship, then the funds are not disbursed or available until later on in the summer, and that is okay. Starting in June, okay, starting in June 1st, we are going to do the 5% discount, okay? So that is just the regular registration for the year-long courses. And then also in June, you can register for the monthly payments, okay, for the monthly programs there. We are still here under the info and links section, okay, in the 25-26 school year. Here we have the link and the information about how to apply for the Bellam at Home discount. All right. So if your family, again, is a member of Bellam at Home, you would basically click on this link to open the form and fill it out in order to tell us which courses do you want to enroll your students for the discount. Okay. So this is very similar to how it was last year. So you have to enter your information, then the description here of the program in order to understand how that works, okay? And we also want to make sure, okay, this should say are you committed to remain a member of Bellam at Home during the 25-26 school year? Okay, so I need to correct that part of the form. So in order to really take advantage of this discount, you have to be a member of Bellam at Home, current member, and you have to be a member for the school year. Okay, so that is how this works. All right, and you can apply the discount for if you have the basic membership. Okay, the basic membership of $29 a month. You can apply the 50% discount for 1 year-long course or for 2 semester-long courses. If you have the premium membership in Bellam at Home, then you can apply the 50% discount on 2 year-long courses or 4 semester-long courses or 1 year long and 2 semester, or something, all the permutations of that. Okay. Later on in the meeting, we are going to have, if you want, you can have breakout rooms with the different teachers. We have some of our teachers here. All right. So that is basically how we are starting here. Now, we should have also here on the side, on the menu, we should have all the courses for 25-26 school year, all right? And they be all available now for a purchase, okay? If you are going to use the Bellam at Home discount, don't purchase the course at full price, okay? We are not going to be doing refunds this year. Okay, that was a nightmare. All right. Okay. So if you are applying for the Bellam at Home discount, use the form here on the Bellam at Home, and then you will receive the links to register for half price. Okay. If you are going to pay the full tuition because it's more than the courses that will receive the discount and so on, then you can already start purchasing those courses here under the 25-26 lineup. All right. And of course that the current courses are still going on under 24-25 year because we still have a month and so on and of classes. Okay. So, we are still going strong on that. Any questions so far about this? Are we okay?
Some of us didn't hear your answer to the question about the choir class. Is it full price?
Yes. So the choir course is a full tuition course. Okay. So and it is still 32 weeks long. And I think, Tina, if you can correct me here, if I remember correctly, the plan is to have like a Christmas concert at the end of the first semester, and then to have a year-end concert at the end of the year.
Yeah, yep, that's right. So we'll be putting together a Christmas concert with 7 pieces. 2 of them are men only, 2 are women only. So each participant will do 5 songs total, but we'll have a full-length Christmas concert that we'll put on. And then the second semester, we're going to be doing an end of the year concert as well. Same number of pieces, but all of our songs are around the theme of the journey. So the journey that we're all on in life and kind of talking about grief and joy and all the different aspects of life. So I think it's going to be really, really fun. But yeah, it is definitely a full-on choir experience.
That is awesome. Awesome. Excellent. Okay. Any questions about that? Let's see. The Stokes family says, can you sign up as a member of Bellam at Home now and get the discount, or do you have to have a member in the 24 year? If you sign up now, you can still apply for the discount. Okay. So we certainly love our Bellam at Home families, and our hope is that this is all part of the Well-Educated Heart environment. But you can sign up now, all right? And again, you have to remain a member during the next school year. So from now until the next May and so on. And of course, we hope and want you to remain a member for as long as you want, okay? What if our premium membership doesn't renew until July? So if you are already a member, we consider you a member, okay? And then in July you renew the membership. All right. So I think that shouldn't be any problem with it. Okay. Is that correct? Okay, Marlene gives me the thumbs up here. So the discounts are per family, not per student, correct? Yes, that is correct. So the membership of Bellam at Home is per family. And so each family is going to apply for Bellam at Home. And out of their membership of Bellam at Home, they can choose 2 courses for their students, okay? It could be 2 courses for the same student, or 1 course for one student, or 1 course for another, or a combination thereof, okay? But this is basically that way, all right? And the great thing really is that the discount that we are offering basically covers all the yearly membership of Bellam at Home. Okay. So this is a great value, because you are basically getting the Bellam at Home, okay, and the 2 courses for free. You know, this is really a great blessing. Okay. Let me share the screen again and show you this not very well designed slide, because I didn't have much time to, make it pretty and everything. But this is basically all the lineup of classes that we have in the Well-Educated Heart Academy. Okay. This is incredible, guys. We have a full math curriculum going, from pre-algebra all the way to pre-calculus. And we are going on the geometry course. That is a fantastic course. I'm going to talk a little bit more about this math when we do maybe our breakout rooms, if we have the chance to do that. We have also a full lineup of English courses, okay? The math and the English courses are probably best to be taken in sequence, okay? So we are going in sequential order for these courses, okay? And that is kind of the best thing. So if you start, in middle school with Intro to Language Arts, then you can do the next year Intro to Creative Writing, then you can have the next year Creative Writing and Basics and Compositions. These are semester-long courses, and then an Advanced English Writing course, okay? So in a math, we are going to be also developing, so now we have math pre-algebra, the Math 1 that I'm going to be revising to make it more focused into linear algebra. And then next year, we are going to be developing the Math 1.5. And we have already Algebra 2. And then I think also that next year, we are going to be developing the Math 2.5. All right. So that is kind of the idea here. We have art classes, we have a fantastic lineup of art classes, and now we have also our music part of art classes. We have history classes, literature courses, and Spanish. life skill classes, and a great lineup also of science classes. Okay, so really, really a cool thing. We are going to get into the point where not all the courses are going to be offered every year, all right, in order to kind of pace yourself, okay, and sometimes you will have to wait for another year to take that course. So, like, for example, this year that I'm going to be teaching the earth science course, we are going to put kind of biology on pause, all right, for this year. And next year we will do biology, and then we won't do probably earth science that way. Okay, so we will take kind of turns in doing the different courses. Okay. Now, there's one thing that I would like to talk about to you about how many classes a student should take in a year. Okay, this has been always a big topic, a big question about it. Okay, and again, we are here. The Well-Educated Heart Academy is here to help you with your homeschooling. We are not here to take over your homeschooling, to do everything, all right? We are really trying to help supplement your homeschooling in whatever areas you feel that you need most help, okay? And so that is why we want to know if there are any areas where you think that, you know, we could improve our offering by giving you another course, okay? Having said that, all right, I think that it is important that the students have a variety of experiences. Not everything has to be done all at once or all online, okay? So if you have other options of taking good courses, either that you teach as a mom in class, in home, okay, and so on, excellent, you know, go for it, all right? But we are here to kind of supplement things, okay? What I really don't want to see is students that are taking too many classes here online, and then they become a little bit stressed out. Okay, you know, and I see there Megan and Anne-Marie kind of saying, yeah, okay, because, you know, these online courses are, they are demanding, okay? They demand time, and they demand time in front of the computer, a lot of time that way, all right? And so we try as much as possible in our assignments and in the things that we do to do things offline, to take notes by hand and so on. So you are not always doing everything on the computer, but you know, these are online classes, okay? And so we want you to pace yourself, okay? And enjoy the journey. That is the main thing, because the main objective of this whole academy is learning, okay? It's not checking boxes, it's not completing things, it's really all about the learning experience, okay? All right, let's see, I have here Denise is saying, this is our first year looking into these classes. I should have looked more into it last year for my 8th grader. We have done Bellam at home for 2 years. Pretty excited for this. Excellent, thank you, and welcome to the academy, Denise. I hope that your students have a great experience here. Okay. Let me see, for all those who are first timers, one thing that is important in the website, okay, we have here under info and links, okay, this is kind of your go-to place for all the information, okay? So we have here the school year, but also underneath here we have an orientation. So this is a series of videos that help you understand how the Academy works, okay? So if you are new to the Academy, make sure that you watch these videos with your student, okay? That you understand exactly how the whole thing works here, all right? That is going to be very important. Patty also says this is our first time also. I have an 11 and 12-year-old. We like to do family school. How would you recommend registering? Okay, so my recommendation for registering is the following. If you are a Bell Ama at Home member, okay, you can apply there for the discount, and then you arm wrestle, your children arm wrestle for which one gets the discounted courses or not, okay, or you decide however you want to do it. If you want to become a Bell Ama at Home member, then you click here on that link that is going to take you to the Bell Ama at Home page and join the website, okay? So that is basically how it works, really easy. And then you apply for the discount, filling out the form. You tell us which courses you want to get registered with the discount, and we are going to send you, okay, we will send you then the link for the 50% discounted registration for those courses. And we send the links to the students, not to the parents, okay? Because whoever enrolls in the course is the student, all right? So that is a very important thing to remember. If you want to register for more courses than what are available in the discount, okay, you know, let's suppose that each one of your students wants to register for a couple of courses, then you go over here, all right? So you go to the list of courses, and logging in as the student, you have to log in as the student, then you are going to purchase the course. So let me show you how this looks like from the point of view of the student. We encourage parents to have an account and students to have their own account, okay, in order for the parents and the students to be able to have access to the Academy. So let me see if I sign in with the test account. Okay, so I have a test account that shows things from the point of view of the student. And now I'm able to see here the list of the courses, okay, the 25-26 school year courses. And you see that all the courses now are available for purchase at the 10% discount price, okay? So everything, you can do this on the website on a computer, or you can do it using an Android phone. If you are using an Apple phone, you cannot purchase them from the phone, okay? You have to either go to the browser on the Apple phone, and then good luck with that on the small screen, or go on the computer and do it on the computer, okay? Yeah, so that is how it works. If you have any questions, okay, for anything, you click here on the chat and you can search for Pablo, okay, and then that would be, let's see, and start a new chat, okay, and then you can select me, okay, and then you can start a chat with me. Okay, so this is me as a student, started a chat with me as a host. Okay, so Denise, can parents learn along with the student, or do both need to register for the classes to do so? Is that even an option for parents to take classes? So the answer is yes, yes, and yes. Okay, so parents are welcome to enroll in the courses. We have had several parents that have kind of, younger students that you are still doing homeschooling with them and looking forward for them to be in the academy. But we have had parents that want to take a course online, and so they register as a student, and then they participate in the course online. And it has been, for all the parents that have done that, a very enjoyable experience. Okay, so it is really a learning experience. Now, if you have your student register for a course, okay, and you want to also participate in the classes, watch the videos, and do everything, you are certainly welcome to do that. Okay, in fact, we encourage you to participate. We encourage you to be involved. We are not here to replace you as the main provider of education and learning for your children, okay? And the whole philosophy of the Well-Educated Heart is that we all learn together. We feed our spirit and mind and heart first, okay, with good knowledge. So everyone is welcome to attend, okay? All right. In my classes, we have had siblings registering for the same class and taking the same class together. And sometimes they are sitting next to each other in the same screen, okay, and that is perfectly fine. Sometimes they are in different computers, but you can tell that they are kind of next to each other also. If you want the students basically to turn in assignments and receive feedback on the assignments, then they have to be registered as a student. Okay, so if you have two students that want to take, let's say, the anatomy and physiology course, okay, and you want both of them to turn in the assignments, to study and to receive feedback, then each one of them has to be registered as a student, okay? If you want one of them to be registered as a student and the other one, just learning and doing things on their own and everything, that is perfectly fine with us, okay? We are not going to frown on that or anything. So, in fact, we enjoy having siblings together, okay? And we encourage them also to ask questions during the live class, okay? We don't have second-class citizens here, okay? So everyone that is in class should be learning and participating, okay, in here. So under financial aid, we have the other programs that are available for financial aid, okay? So let me collapse that, okay? And so we have here several pages that explain how financial aid works. This first one that talks about educational reimbursements is basically a chat, okay? A chat page where you can ask questions about these different programs, how they work, and questions for other parents and so on. Usually I respond to this chat, or my daughter, Emily Loveless, who is basically the administrator here of this financial aid part of the program of the academy. she is on top of that also. Then we also have the Bellam at Home membership discount. We already talked about that. That is also another place where you can access the same page as before. We have the Student Mentor Program. Okay, this is a program that is by invitation. At the end of this year, we are going to ask the teachers to tell us which of the students they would like to have as mentors for next school year. Okay, and so here this page explains how that works. The students have to apply for being a mentor once they are invited. And then, because of being a mentor, they also receive a 50% discount on to register on another course of their choice. Okay, so this is a really good thing. We have here Wyatt. He is my mentor in algebra. Okay. And really helpful. Okay. Who else is a mentor here that we have of the students around? Okay. Megan, you are mentoring your brother in pre-algebra, but you are helping him. Eh? Yeah. Is he paying you?
No, it's more my mom, but she helps me. She's like the all-around mentor.
There you go.
Okay, excellent. But we have been very successful really with having this mentor program. And I think that the students are enjoying it. The students give feedback to the other students. They prepare quizzes, they answer questions and everything. And it's another way, this is the trick, okay? It's another way for them to redo the course, if you wish, okay, and learn more as a mentor. You know, you learn a lot more that way, okay? And so that is our goal. We have this parent mentor program, and the parent mentor program is similar but not exactly the same. The idea here is that we encourage families to invite other families or other children to take the class together, okay? And the purpose here is to promote the study of learning of physically together students that want to take the same class, okay? And this doesn't have to be a large group, okay? For me, 2 is a group. Okay, so if you invite someone else to take the class with you and they watch the class together, they can be on a computer together, and then they do the homework together and so on, then the parent, okay, can apply for that, and they can receive also a 50% discount or a reimbursement for a course that one of their students is taking. Okay, so again, a very generous here offer in order to help other students also have a great experience, a great educational experience. Any questions about this so far? Are we doing okay? So we have mentioned several of these things before. Okay. The Whitakers have a comment here in the chat about the classes. For anyone considering how many classes to enroll for, I am in 9th grade and I am very focused person. Okay, this is Wyatt here, my friend that is always on the chat and never talking, you know. So okay, so but I love you. Okay. So this year I did 3 classes. I love them, but I don't want to do that again because I was spending 5 hours on the computer every day. Okay, you know, and so that is actually really, really helpful, Wyatt. Thank you for saying that. Okay. because yes, it's true. Okay, and let me tell you, Wyatt is a very, very conscientious and dedicated student, but I don't want him to spend 5 hours a day on the computer. You know, and so 3 courses is kind of right there about the limit, isn't it? All right. And Wyatt also has a great advantage. He does swimming, so he swims 2 hours every day. Okay. What? Okay, you can talk. You can talk. Give me the
1.5 hours, 6 days a week.
Okay, great, excellent. You know, but that is excellent because that is exactly what I want. I want the students to also be engaged in physical activities that takes them away from the computer. Okay, so very, very important and healthy. All right. The last discount program that we have is here the Student Entrepreneur Scholarship. This is a program where the students can fill out the form and the parents also filled out the form. And if the student commits that they are going to pay for the course, then they receive a 50% discount for that course. Okay. And there's no limit in this one. Okay, so let me see if that sinks in. You can get 2 courses half tuition with the Bellam at home discount. And then if your student works and raise the funds to pay for the tuition of their courses, they can take other courses also at 50%. Okay. And they have the whole summer to do so. All right. All right. The whole summer and the whole year. So we have had several students here applying for this scholarship, and they are basically paying also for their education. That is also a very important thing. Why do we have a student form? Because the students here are committing to and telling us what they are going to do to raise the funds. And then the parents also fill out the form attesting that, yes, the student is going to pay for the tuition. Okay. All right. So that is how it works. And it has to be money that is raised not by mom and dad paying for something at home. Okay. So doing the laundry or mowing the lawn at home doesn't count. Okay, it has to be from some other source of income. Okay, so that is the objective here. Any questions about this program? Okay. We also have in the website pages with each one of the states and the information that we have about the school choice programs in each one of the states. So, you know, we encourage you to join the state where you reside, look at that, and if you know of some program that is not listed there, then let us know, because we want to, of course, know about those things. Okay. So, excellent. I think that we have covered what we needed here. The only thing that we have left is to talk about what are some of the improvements and changes that we are going to do in our courses. We are always looking for ways of improving the courses. Particularly in my courses, one of the things that I'm going to do in my math courses, the pre-algebra and the algebra 1, is I realize that the students come with a very wide degree of background knowledge in math. Okay. And so I'm going to have, especially both in pre-algebra and in algebra 1, I'm going to do a test, okay, of some of these skills in order to assess where the students are before we start the school year, and then make sure that we are hitting first the basic skills of math. Okay. So for example, one of the skills that I have seen that many students struggle in pre-algebra is doing the basic operations with fractions. Okay. And so that is something that I want to make sure that the students really master and understand before we go on. Also, as I was sharing here on this slide, let me see if I go back to this slide. Okay. I want to kind of break down a little bit the progress here in the courses in order to, if you wish, de-accelerate the courses, okay? Go into more depth into each one of the concepts. So that is why we are going to I'm going to reshape the Math 1 course to focus more on linear algebra, okay? And then we would have another, Math 1.5 that will go into Algebra 1, preparing the students more for the Algebra 2 course, okay? And the Algebra 2 course also, we are probably going to break it down in order to do the pre-calculus part as a separate course, okay? But that, I think, that is going to be more useful to all the students, all right? Any other comments? Okay, I would like to invite now some of the teachers that we have here to tell us about what are some of the plans or ideas that you have on improving your courses for this year. Rachel is asking, is there a way for us to have access to that test to see if our kids are ready for the course? Yes, as soon as I make it. Okay, so all right, and that is my challenge to finish this school year. We have 4 more weeks and prepare this test. Now, the Barkers are also asking a similar question. Will this be a placement test that they can take to make sure they are in the most appropriate class before they register? This is especially important for the math courses, okay? The other courses are just probably fine to take however you prefer. If you register for a math course and then you take the placement test and we find out that it's probably better for you to be in a different math course, we can easily transfer you to another course, okay? So that shouldn't be a big problem, okay? So you can register for the math course, then take the placement test, have the student take the placement test, and then we will assess which course is the best for your student, okay? So that is no problem. Let's see if we have, I think that we don't have any other questions here in the chat. Any other question here in this group? Marlene, any comments?
Just that you're amazing. This is exciting. Good teachers, good classes, good families, good combination. Thank you.
Good combination, yeah. I have to tell you, teaching these classes is the highlight of my day. Okay. Every day I get to meet with the students, we get to learn together, and I totally love it. Okay.
Well, that's what we hope will make this academy unique, is I think all the teachers that are here are because they are passionate about what they do, what they know, what they're teaching. They love the students. They really do. And
yeah.
great.
Yeah, so that is the thing, and our focus is really on learning. We are not focusing on grades or tests. We use assignments to give feedback of the students' progress, but we really want to focus all on learning.